President George H.W. Bush was no stranger to Cincinnati. This is video right here of him with Barry Larkin after throwing out the opening day pitch in 2003. As Brad Underwood tells us, he will not be forgotten by local political leaders.
And just moments ago, the ceremonial first pitch, and in town to toss it, the Vice President of the United States, George Bush. The old left-hander.
He threw out the first pitch in 1988 at the All-Star game. He came back on opening day in 2003 to do it again.
He loved Cincinnati, and he loved Ohio.
That much was clear as President George H.W. Bush made many appearances in Cincinnati.
There was something about Cincinnati, you know, they like Skyline chili for one thing, and Barbara Bush particularly. They bought their hats, had their hats made at Bat Sacks downtown. In fact, I got them a hat from Bat Sacks about 5 years ago. I took up to Maine for them, and they were still wearing them, and until the end of their years.
Ohio Senator Rob Portman says Bush was a mentor and a friend. Portman worked for Bush as White House Counsel from 1989 to 91, developing what would be a lifelong relationship.
I used to play tennis with him sometimes, and I was 30 years younger than him, and you would have thought maybe I might be able to beat him, but no, he always won. And it wasn't just because he was president.
Portman says he last saw Bush in September at the Bush home in Maine.
He always made you feel good. People liked being around him, but it was a really wonderful last opportunity to visit with him.
I think if the Democrats have the Kennedys, we have the Bushes.
Hamilton County Republican Party Chair Alex Triantafilou says he recalls seeing Bush at a rally on Fountain Square in the early 90s.
Makes it from a young fighter pilot to the White House. Just a very impressive man, a man of integrity, character, good humor.
But ultimately he knew it was about, how do you do things that help people.
For Senator Portman, he credits Bush for his political success.
Thank goodness. It was such a blessing that we had him as long as we did, and we have that legacy to look at as an example.
Brad Underwood, Local 12 News.
Former President George H.W. Bush will lie in state next week at the U.S. Capitol, giving the American public an opportunity to bid farewell. A state funeral is Wednesday morning at the Washington National Cathedral. His body will then be flown back to Houston for burial.